Hello everyone, how are you? So from today, we are going to start preparing for the December cycle, and I have already shared the schedules, and according to that, I have started my class. So if any of you have not watched, go to the description or bio, do watch the previous video in which I have shared the timetable. Actually, it was a strategy plan for December cycle, that how we can go and focus on topics. So everything is planned. In this video, we will know what is the poetry, why it is important to study poetry, and why it is important to know about the poets. Everything about the poetry we will know. This is the very important unit from. So before starting this, I would like to request you to everybody to subscribe the channel, that is English with Subnam ma'am, and share to more and more students who are also preparing for UGC NET English Literature Assistant Professor and JRF. Also for PDFs, notes, or any group discussion or anything, if you have any doubt or concept clarity you want, you can simply join the Telegram channel. Link is given in bio and description. So with this, let's start. First of all, jumping, you must know that why poetry is written and what is the oldest form of us expressing yourself, expressing your emotions, expressing your views and anything. So in English literature, it is said that before drama, novel, or any other forms of expression in writing, the people started writing poetry, and in oral form. It was an oral tradition in earlier time. So poetry is one of the oldest yet most powerful forms of human expression. We all know why. Long before novels, essays, or plays, people told their stories, prayers, fears, and dreams in poetic form. It was just started, or much earlier started, before the novels, essays, and plays. So you can know that how important it is and why you should study poetry from the very beginning. We all know that poetry consists poem and poets and their works, stanza, but beyond that, there are a lot of things about the poetry that being an English literature student must know. I'm starting the detailed class. You do not have to go anywhere for paid batch or anything else, but you can, sitting at home, you can study everything in detail. My aim is to teach you in detail. So here I am. Here, poetry is not just something to read, but something to feel, to explore, and even to write. Poetry is the soul of human expression. That's why one of the most important and major poet of romantic age, that is William Wordsworth, has expressed poetry in a very broader way. It began with oral chants. In earlier way, it began with oral chants, evolved through history, and remains a powerful medium of art, emotion, resistance, and identity. Its origins are ancient, its influence is timeless, and its significance continues to shape literature and life today. So that is why poetry is most important topic in this all 10 units. So now you know that what is poetry, why we write, and it is the oldest form. So what are the features of poetry? Actually, from the perspective of UGC NET, everybody, they ask you everything. Na? It's about, they ask you like features of poetry, stanza, rhyme, meter, pattern, form of poetry. So in this video, I will highlight everything. Do watch the video till end, otherwise you will miss. If you really want to study well and in detail, you should not miss this. Instead, share this to more and more students who can't afford paid batches. You can watch my video, and you will also go with self study. Both will definitely help you to crack your net once. So features of poetry, we have concise language, use of metaphor, simile, symbolism, emotional depth, rhythm and meter, and aesthetic form. So these are the features of poetry that a poet uses to enhance the language of what they want to write or express their views, express themselves to the reader. So this is the feature of poetry. One thing that is very important that you should all know, poetry is considered the oldest literary form. It began as an oral tradition long before writing systems were developed. Before people started writing on anything else, as we have all studied in history that how humans started writing, poetry started as oral tradition. People started depicting their thoughts in oral form, recitation form. Before any writing forms or any writing systems were started, poetry is considered. That is why poetry is considered the oldest form. And what is the purpose in early societies? Why people started writing? To preserve history, to pass down stories, myths, and laws up as part of religious rituals and ceremonies, and to express human emotions and experience. That is why poetry started by the early societies. Now here is the time period for you. So when and where did poetry begin? Poetry began prehistoric or ancient times, likely around 3000 BCE or much earlier than that. History you have here geographical origins. You can remember Mesopotamia. Earliest written poem that you should know as a English literature student, the Epic of Gilgamesh, 2100 BCE. This is very, very important. You know, you have experienced what MTA can ask you. So this thing you can remember, memorize. Apart from this, we have the earliest form of poetry that when people started, ancient India, we have the Rig Veda, around 1500 to 1200 BC, is a collection of Vedic Sanskrit hymns. Ancient Greece, we have flourished with poets like Homer, author of the Iliad and Odysseus. And in ancient Egypt and China also, they had poetic traditions early on. So around the world, you can imagine or you can get to know that how poetry started and people started adopting this poetic culture in their own world. So that is how poetry started. So if there is a question that who is considered the founder of poetry, there is no such a thing like this. As we all know that father of English drama, English literature, English modern English poetry. So we know that, but ancient how poetry started, who was the founder, by whom this form of poetry founded, there was no founder. But when the poetry started in writing form, written form, Homer, ancient Greece, who is often addressed as the father of Western poetry for his epic poems, the Iliad and the Odysseus. You can simply memorize this way. Apart from Homer, you have Orpheus, mythical Greek figure who is also referred to as the mystical originator of poetry and music. And after that, you have Enheduanna, who was a Sumerian priest, is the first known named poet in the history. Do remember everything that you should know as a English literature student. That will be very, very helpful for you whenever you are going to start teaching or whenever you're going to start telling something about poetry. From the beginning, you can easily start by memorizing all these names and the history about the poetry. Now we have evolution over time, how in which way poetry changed. So from oral, we get started writing the poetry from religious to secular themes, epic to lyric forms. This was the change from here to there. That the earlier time poetry was started in a oral form, oral way. The people used to recite instead of writing, and religious, mostly based on religious, like they were praying somewhere in a temple, or they're praying in their praise of God. So that was the religious phenomena that people used to do. And after that, from epic to lyrics form of poetry we are using now. So I hope you have an overview and you are all familiar about that what is poetry, how it started, who was the founder, and what was the significance of how people started reciting the poetry. So now this to be very, very important. You cannot miss this. Types of early poetry. What was the form? What were the forms that earlier people used to recite their poem, or after recitation their poem ends, in which form they started writing? What was the selection of the form of the poem they started writing? So first you have epic poetry. Epic poetry. Epic poetry is a long narrative about heroic deeds. Epic poetry is a long narrative poem about a heroic deeds, that is, you can simply remember Beowulf and Mahabharata. Then you have lyric poetry. Lyric poetry is a short emotional poems. You can simply remember Sappho's verses. Didactic poetry, you have to teach morals or philosophy, that is, you have the Panchtantra experience. Everybody has read Panchtantra. So didactic poetry is this form of poetry. Religious hymns, you have sacred chants and prayers. Psalms and Vedic hymns you can remember. People, which technique forms used to craft their poetry? So here you have what makes a meaningful poem, how people or how writer make their poem meaningful. So by putting their emotional depth, going to the emotional depth, clarity of imagery, unique voice or tone, and purpose of theme, sound and rhythm, use of poetic devices and structure. Here you have writing a powerful poem requires careful attention to form, technique, and language. So you all have experienced how poetry is important when you are going to write a poetry. What are the points that you should keep in mind? So this is what the earlier poet used to write, and after that, when poetry changed over the time, people now started using they created many forms, techniques to enhance the language of poetry, to enhance their expression, their views in a more expressive way to the readers. So now we have major forms of poetry now. Forms are the structure or style in which a poem is written. During traditional forms, we have sonnet. You all know what is a sonnet, right? So in sonnet is a 14-line poem, usually about love or nature, often with a set rhyme scheme. Example, you have Shakespearean sonnet, that is 154 sonnet Shakespeare wrote, that was also based on love. After that, you have a haiku. It is a Japanese 3-line poem with 5757 syllables. Examples, you have Basho's haiku. Limerick, you have a humorous. A limerick is a humorous poem of a 5-line with an AABBA rhyme scheme. Example, you can have Edward Lear's poems. These are the very important NTA asks, so you must remember these forms of poetry, everybody. Ballad, a narrative poem in short stanza, often sung. Example, you have The Rime of the Ancient Mariner by S.T. Coleridge. Epic, what is epic? Epic is a long narrative about heroic deeds. Example, you have The Iliad and Paradise Lost. Ode, what is ode and elegy now? Ode is a formal, often ceremonial praise of a person or object. Example, you have Ode to a Nightingale by Keats, John Keats. Elegy, what is elegy? Elegy is a mournful poem, usually for the dead, written about a dead person. It is a praise, in the praise of the dead person. So you have example, elegy written in a country churchyard by Thomas Gray. So these are the forms of poetry you must memorize. Also, this is also Villanelle. It is a 19-line poem with the repeating lines and a set rhyme. Examples you have: Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night by Dylan Thomas. Very, very important. They ask you in a chronology question, so you can memorize this. After that, free verse. You know now, in a free verse forms also poetry is written, poetry drama. So free verse, what are the free verse? No regular free verse does not follow any regular rhyme or meter like other poetry forms. Example, you have Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass, the American poet. Blank verse, what is blank verse now? Blank verse is an unrhymed iambic pentameter. Example, you have Shakespeare's plays. Unrhymed iambic pentameter. Next, you have a prose form. Prose poem written in prose but maintains poetic qualities. Example, you have Jean Baudelaire's prose poems. You can simply memorize the example, the work that is given here. After get familiar about the poetry form, everybody, you must remember or must get familiar about the sound or the devices of a poetry. You know how it is common. So rhyme, what is rhyme? Repetition of a similar sounds and ending in a line. It is also known as internal rhyme. Rhythm, you have the beat or musicality in a poem, that is iambic pentameter. Alliteration, repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning. Assonance, you have repetition of vowel sounds. Example, you have light fire on the mountain. So you must remember. Consonants, you have repetition of consonant sounds, pitter patter. Onomatopoeia, you have words that imitate sounds. These are the techniques that you remember. And the one of the most important thing, figurative language of poetry. Figurative language of poetry, you know, metaphor we have, it is a direct comparison without using like or as. Similarly, you have comparison using like or as. Personification, giving human qualities to non-human objects. Symbolism, you have use of symbols to represent ideas. So these are the figurative language of a poetry. After that, you have a structural techniques of a poem. You have enjambment. Enjambment is the continuation of a sentence without a pause beyond the end of a line. Caesura, you have a pause in the middle of a line. You must memorize the definition of all these structure techniques form. They give the word and you have to match them with the correct definition. So you must memorize. Repetition, repeating words or lines for emphasis. Structure techniques, refrain, a line or phrase repeated at intervals. It is common in ballads and songs. Line breaks and stanza arrangement. It creates usual impact and meaning. So these are the structural techniques and figurative language. You must remember sound devices. These are all very important while you are going to study about poetry. After that, you have a diction and a tone in poetry. Diction, you have word choice. It can be formal, informal, colloquial, or poetic. Very, very important. Tone, the attitude of the poet. In which way, what are the attitudes of the writers, the poets who are expressing their views? In which way? Whether it's joyful, melancholic, ironic, humorous, whatever. So that is the tone. After that, you have imagery and theme. You know, everything is important. So I am starting with the very basic of the unit second. As per the schedule that I have shared on Saturday, if any of you have missed that video, go to the bio and do watch that so that you can prepare your plan accordingly for December cycle. I have already started for the December cycle, so you must start preparing right now because 4 months, how it passed, nobody will know. Imagery and themes, we have a descriptive language that appeals to the senses. And what are that? Visuals, sight, auditory, sound, tactile, touch, olfactory, smell, and gustatory have a taste. These are the things that you must remember. After that, everybody, meter and scansion. This is very important. Meter, you have the pattern of stressed or and unstressed syllables. Iambic, you know. To be Turkic, you have a tiger, tiger, burning bright, anapestic, dactylic, scansion. These are very important that you must remember. Now, after getting familiarized with the origin of poetry, how it started and what was the significance, why people starting, in which way they started, whether it's writing form or oral form, after that you must get familiar about all the poets from the very first, that is from the ancient till modern. You must get familiar, everybody. At least everybody should be aware about the poets, their works, and from which particular page they belong to. So this is, I want to tell you, you must remember everything. At least you can get familiar about the poets and their works. And so that you can identify that this writer falls in the poetry category, or this writer writes poetry, or this writer is from drama, novel, essays, biography, autobiography. You can simply differentiate by identifying the writers. So list of poets by period I have mentioned here. You have to remember the poets, starting with the Greek poets. Before this, there is no record of poetry. So poetry, when it started, it is a Greek. So in Greek poet, you have Homer, 8th century BCE, and the famous poem he gave, Iliad and Odyssey, and the form these work written in epic. Hesiod, you have now Theogony, Walks and Days, and the form you have didactic. Sappho, you have lyric fragments, mainly wrote on love. Lyric fragments. Do remember everything. I will share the PDF on Telegram channel. You can prepare or memorize. Alicius, you have lyric fragments, form used to write lyric. Pindar, very, very important. Do remember. Homer is very important, everybody. Do remember. And Sappho. 5th century odes, mainly written Olympian odes and choral lyric. Pindar, do remember. Anacreon, you have poems on love and wine, poetic form, lyric. Aeschylus, you have very, very important Agamemnon and the Persian's tragedy. The form was a tragedy. Sophocles, you know how important. Sophocles, you have Oedipus Rex, Antigone form, you have a tragedy. Euripides, Medea, the Bacchae, and the form is a tragedy. Aristophanes, you have the clouds, Lysistrata, and form you have a comedy. Theocritus, you have a Aeschylus and pastoral form they used to write on. So these are the, in this, which, who are the important writers that you must study in detail? You have Homer, Sappho, Pindar, Aeschylus, Sophocles, Euripides. You can take a screenshot. Aristophanes. These are the important names that you must remember, everyone. You can take a screenshot here that you must remember: Homer, Pindar, Aeschylus, Sophocles, Euripides, Aristophanes. These are the important poets that you must remember and get into depth with their work. Let's move on. After Greek poets, you have, after Greek, Roman poets came. So you have Virgil, very, very important, Aeneid, Georgics, Euclodes, and the form you have epic lyric. Horace, odes, satires, epistles, ars poetica, must remember the form is lyric and satire. Ovid, you have very important, metamorphosis, amorous, ars amatoria, elegy, and myth form. Catullus, you have a Carmina, collection of 116 poems, lyric and elegy form. Lucretius, you have a De Rerum Natura, on the nature of things. Propertius, you have elegies, the form is elegy. Tribulus, Elegies form, you have elegy. Juvenile, very important. Late to first to second CE satires form, you have satire. Martial, you have epigrams, satirical, epigrammatic. Seneca, very, very important. Tragedies, that is Phaedra, the form they used to write tragedy. So these are the poems of Roman Empire you must remember. Very, very important, the initial poet of Romans, you have Virgil, Horace, Ovid, Juvenal, Seneca. These are the important poets and their work that you have to study in detail. After Greek and Roman, then it came Anglo-Saxon, that also known as Old English, 450 to 1066 around. Very major poet you have Beowulf. Writer poet is anonymous. This is an epic form. Cadmon's hymn you must remember. Sign Wolf, you have Dream of the Road. Very, very important, all these you must remember. Then after we have Middle English. Middle English, 1066. After that, this period started after Anglo-Saxon. Geoffrey Chaucer, William Langland, The Canterbury Tales, Piers Plowman, John Gower, Confessio Amantis, Pearl Poet. Pearl Poet, I have notes on this. I will share separately about this because they keep asking about this also. Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. Middle English poet. Renaissance, you have Elizabeth, Sir Thomas Wade, Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey, Edmund Spenser, Sir Philip Sidney, The Fairy Queen, Astrophel and Stella, William Shakespeare, Venus and Adonis, long narrative poem. It is Lucrece, and Christopher Marlowe, Hero and Leander. These are the poets from the Elizabethan Renaissance era, major one and the minor. Do not miss anything. Do watch the video till end. From all ages, all period, you will familiarize about the poet at least. Ben Jonson, you have John Donne, George Herbert, Andre Marvel, Robert Herrick, and Henry Vaughan. These are from the Jacobean, also known metaphysical age. Restoration or Augustan age, we have John Dryden, Absalom and Achitophel, MacFlackno. After that, we have Alexander Pope, The Rape of the Lock, Essay on Criticism, Dunkirk. Thomas Gray, Elegy, William Cooper, The Task, Robert Burns. These are from the Augustan or Neoclassical Restoration period. Romantic period, poetry actually started full-fledged from this period, Romantic period. It's very, very important. And the major poet of this age, we have William Wordsworth, who defined poetry in such a way that a poet, a writer should write their or express their points or views or emotions in a language that a common reader feel connected. So William Wordsworth, you have lyrical ballads, you all know, 1798 and Tinton Abbey, S.T. Coleridge, Ancient Mariner, Lord Byron, Childe Harold's Pilgrimage, Don Juan, P.B. Shelley, Ode to the West Wind, To the Skylark, John Keats, Ode to a Nightingale, Ode on a Grecian Urn, and William Blake, Songs of Innocence and Experience. Then we have Victorian age poets. We have Alfred Lord Tennyson, very, very important, In Memoriam. Robert Browning, My Last Duchess. Elizabeth Barrett Browning, Sonnets from the Portuguese. Dante G. Rossetti, The Blessed Damozel. Christina Rossetti, Goblin Market. Gerard M. Hopkins, Wind Hoover. Pied Beauty. At least you should get familiar about the poet and their work. And A.C. Swinburne we also have in Victorian age. Now, modernist age. W.B. Yeats, William Butler Yeats, The Second Coming, Sailing to Byzantium. Very, very important. T.S. Eliot, Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, The Wasteland. W.H. Auden, you have Muses, Disputes, Arts, and September 1. Modernist poet we have now. If there year is miswritten, you can simply notify me. I will change it, or when I will share the PDF on Telegram channel, you can do correct. Wilfred Owen, you have Dulk at Decorum East. Siegfried says when you have the old huntsman, counter attack, suicide the trenches. Rupert Brooke, you have the soldier and peace. Robert Graves, you have over the brazier, collection duties, and ferries and fusiliers. Dylan Thomas, death and entrance. There are many poets from the modernist era. John Masefield, you have sea fever, salt water, saltwater ballads, cargoes, the everlasting mercy, the west wind. A.E. Houseman, you have a Shropshire lad collection, last poems. Alfred Noyes, you have the highwayman, tales of the mermaid tavern, and Drake. Everything is mentioned here. Now, postmodern and contemporary period, we have Seamus Heaney, Digging, Ted Hughes, The Hawk in the Rain, Wardwoe, Philip Larkin, The Less Deceived, The Whitsun Wedding, and Toad. Sylvia Plath, we have Daddy, Lady Lazarus, Ariel. Derek Walcott, we have A Far Cry from Africa in a Green Night. Any of these work, they can put you in chronology. So this time you cannot do any mistake by missing any work. And if I will miss anything, you please notify me also. Carol and Duffy, we have Valentine. In Meantime, Rapture, Kamala Das, Introduction, Nizam Ezekiel, A Time to Change, The Professor, all the works of the postmodern poet. Tom Gunn, we have The Sense of Moment. Do remember every writer. J.H. Parin, we have Force of Circumstances and Other Poems, The White Stones. Jaffrey Hill, you have For the Unfallen. This is the first collection by him, King Log and Mercian Hill. So these are the postmodern, contemporary poets, modern poets, Victorian poets, Renaissance poets, Restoration poets. You all have to remember everything with their work, year, and in detail. We will study tomorrow about the important that NT asked about the work of the specific writer. I wanted to get you familiar about all the writers at least, so I know it is less. Actually, there must be more of them. Maybe I have missed, but this is going to be very, very extremely helpful. And do remember everything on tip. At least poets, not about the poets only, but it's my suggestion to everybody that if once you have started preparing for UGC NET December cycle, you must get familiar about everything. At least about the writer that you can easily get identify, as I've told you earlier. Their writers, their works, their publication. So this was the class 1 of Poetry Unit 2 of UGC NET English Literature. Unit 2nd we have started. Wait for tomorrow, there will be more to come. Tomorrow we will now discuss the summary of the poem specific that NT asked. Also, one-liner, stanza, one-liner stanza from the poem, summary of the poem about the specific poet that written the work, the poem. So do watch this video and do not miss tomorrow's video also. Do press the bell icon so that you can get the notification about all the latest posts. So do press the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you so much for your support. With this, we already have started with a very positive mindset that yes, many of us will definitely crack December cycle NET exam. Going to be very, very helpful. So this is all for today from the Unit 2nd Class 1. We will discuss more tomorrow. So You must watch. Do not miss any video from now onwards. Till thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe the channel. Share to more and more students so that they can also get knowledge and prepare for their dream. JRF, UGC NET, English literature, English to English. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. Do subscribe the channel, press the bell icon, and do join the Telegram for PDF and notes. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.